Alrighty, we are recording. Alicia, I'll let you kind of take this real quick, do a brief little fun intro.
Hey, everybody. Okay, so who is excited to learn how to do over? Yes. Okay, so guys, this app, I'm not joking, it is the only app that I use for Instagram stories, for any pictures that I'm doing, anytime I need font added to a picture, I strictly use over. So we are going to go into how you guys can do this, how it can be so beneficial for you and your business, how it's a game changer literally for Instagram stories. And just really just make it very, very simple for you. So what else, Chris? We're going to go into
Yeah, let's just kind of go with it. Just a quick, oh, there goes Allie running through there. Just a quick little kickoff for you guys, like what I would do while you are on here with us kind of showing. Leisha's gonna kind of go through and share her screen with you guys, and we'll kind of show you guys some tips and tricks, and then she'll go in and do an actual story with you guys. So what I would do is for the first part, don't go into the app. Let's kind of watch this together so that way you can see exactly what she's doing in case you're on your phone. If you're on your laptop and you're watching, you can kind of get on your phone and do this with us. But then whenever we go into making a story or anything with you, then we can kind of go into the app. But we want you guys to kind of see exactly what we're doing here. For those of you that this is your very first time on the Over app, you're going to get, and even if it's not your first time, you're going to get a notification that's going to pop up and ask you if you want to upgrade to the Pro version. So there's a free version and there's a Pro version. You guys, you do not need the Pro version. There is going to be so many features within this free version that we're going to actually show you guys how you can actually access some of the Pro graphics and fonts and all of that to where you can use that and you don't need to pay a dime, because we don't want you to fork out $99 towards this app when you don't need to do that. So Alicia and I both actually do have the paid version, so we'll be able to show you guys some more things that you can do. But just a quick tip for you guys, whenever you log in, it's going to ask you if you want to do the free version, the Pro version, or if you want to do a 7-day free trial of the Pro version. And so you guys are going to want to do this because you're going to have access to all of the graphics, all of the fonts, literally everything within the Pro version. And we'll show you guys how you can do some of these things. Ashley, when did y'all start paying? It was kind of an accident for both of us, but what's done is done, and it's okay. It's been a good investment. But we'll show you guys how you can have access to all of the Pro stuff forever without paying a dime. So we'll kind of get into that with you guys. So if you don't have it downloaded, go ahead and download the Over app, yellow icon with a white circle. So Alicia, you can take over now.
Okay, so let's just jump right in. Let's take a look at what it looks like when you very first log in. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is what it looks like whenever you log into Over. And you know what, you guys, one of the best tips, honestly, besides like learning from us right now, one of the best tips that I can offer you is to really just dive into it and dig around and play around with it. That is honestly, like, that's how the both of us learned. And can you still see it like all the way?
Yeah, I see the very top of your screen, and then I see the bottom where it says Discover and Templates Projects.
Okay. So basically what we're going to do whenever you get this, there's a couple of different ways in which you can make a story or make a picture or edit anything like that. So Chris, let's start with just showing them if they were to jump in and look at a template. Okay, so when you go in and I click templates down at the bottom, and then I'm going to click on Instagram story right here. Okay, so here's a ton of different templates for us to pick through. Now, if you are the free version, now some of these wouldn't be available to you, but there still are a ton available to you for free to click on, and then all you got to do is edit them.
Just a quick
So
tip. I'm going to pop in here really quick.
do it as we're going, definitely.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. So templates is one thing during the 7-day free trial that you aren't going to be able to keep forever. But whenever you guys are scrolling through these templates here, if you find one that you like and it's under the free, you can click that little plus button and it's going to be able to save that over to, I believe it's in your projects. It's going to be able to save that. So that way you have access to all of these templates that are free that you've saved, and you don't have to scroll through all of these again. So that plus button at the bottom of each of those templates, that's going to be your best friend, because that's essentially you saving that within the app. And you're going to be able to do that with graphics and other things within the app here too.
So just for purposes of taking a look at this, let's go ahead and click on this one that says the best Kentucky Derby hat. So I just click on it and it's going to open it up for us. Okay. So one thing that we'll just start doing is to show you how to add graphics. Okay. Add graphics to your collection. So I'm going to click on, now you guys can see this totally fine, right? Because I can't see it all the way on my screen.
Yep. You're good. We can see everything.
Okay, so I'm going to click on graphic down at the bottom. And again, like just kind of like soak this in as we're doing it. Don't like try to dive in while I'm doing it right now. We will do an interactive one all together. We'll make that picture that I showed you. So these are here, like this is just quick search. So if I want to scroll around here and I say I want to look at anything that's floral. So I would just click on floral there and it's going to give me the option. It has all of the different collections that have floral or flowers in them. So if you see, okay, say this, you can see this fourth picture like right in here. You can see I just clicked on it. You see that it has that check mark. It's because that has already been saved into my collections. Okay, so it would just kind of like add that. I'm going to let it there for the time being. I'm going to click on that again. So say I want to just look for flowers for now. Okay, so I'm going to type in flowers. And anytime I want to add it to my collection, and when we say my collection, it's essentially just like all of these graphics are going to be saved in one big like folder that you can use, and they're readily available for you. So say I want to save, I'm gonna scroll, say I just like this flower one. So I just clicked it to save it and that goes into my collection.
And this is going to be able to see, like if you're not doing the 7-day free trial, you're going to be able to see exactly which ones are free and which ones are part of the pro. So you'll see which ones you have access to. But even if you do that 7-day free trial, you're going to be able to save any picture, any graphic here that you like. It's going to be able to save it to your collection. And then after you stop the 7-day free trial, you're going to have access to all of these graphics that you've saved to your collection, regardless if they're a pro version or a free version.
Yes, so that's what's really important when you guys have that 7-day free trial is go crazy on saving these graphics because you're going to want them in the future by not having to pay. So let's click, I'm just going to click a couple more here. I'll show you the one that I did a little bit ago.
And if while you guys are scrolling through here, you see a type of style of graphic that you like, underneath each graphic, so like let's say there is this purple leaf here, it says Flowers in the Dirt by Vintage Voyage. You could click the wording on the bottom and it's going to take you to the album that has all of those similar graphics in that same album, because all of these come from one album. And it's going to, so that was the Flowers in the Dirt. So that's one album with a lot of similar pictures in there that you can be able to save to your graphics as well.
Okay, so this one right here, say I want to save it. So I just saved it to my collection, but I also want to add it to the picture that I just uploaded. So I'm going to click on it. There it is. Say I don't want this one anymore. So I would just, okay, so I'm going to click on, can you, it's so hard for me to see the screen that you guys see. Can you see like in the very top, there's 3 little like squares. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to click on that. Say I want to get rid of that pink rose. So I'm just going to delete, get rid of it that way, okay? So, and then I can move this one around, okay? You can, let's add another graphic. If you ever see like the gold dust or anything that we use a lot, here are all of my collected graphics, okay? You probably see us use this one a lot, right? You see the gold little like thingies, the gold dust. Let me find that. It kind of looks like glitter, like these. Okay, so all of these, you're just gonna wanna go through and you're gonna wanna save those to your collection. I think we kind of got that nailed down, right? Does everybody kind of understand that? Go through, save.
If anytime during this, if we're going too fast or you guys have questions about something that we're doing, feel free to definitely use that chat, because we don't want, there's a lot inside of this app that we don't want you to feel lost within the app. So we want to make sure you guys are getting all those questions answered.
For sure. Okay, so now let's kind of just play around with this. I am going to, okay, I'm going to grab this picture here, but I want to replace that picture. I don't want what's there. So I'm going to.
Hold on, Leisha, I'm going to stop you really quick.
Okay.
We had two questions in the chat here about where to get to the graphics and where to find those pictures. Will you click that yellow check mark up at the top of your screen? Okay, you guys, on the very bottom, under the graphic there, that's where you're going to click it. But as far as the template, that's going to be in the very beginning screen before you get started. There's the template option. And then if you go click Instagram story, that's where it's going to narrow it down to the perfect size that you guys need for Instagram stories. So if you don't have the Kentucky Derby in your choices, you could just scroll down a little bit further and it's probably in there, because I believe we all have access to the same templates. This one just might be a part of the pro version, so you can kind of play around with one of the free versions.
Good?
Yep, we're good.
I can't see the chat or anything, so definitely feel free to jump in, okay? So I'm gonna add an image. So I clicked on that image over in there, okay? So right now all you see are my photos that have been saved to my iPad. So these are just, again, pictures and whatnot. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna click on Unsplash. You can also, you guys, go to Pinterest, go to Google, and save any type of picture that you want. But for the purposes of this, I'm just gonna say coffee. Okay, so I go in here and say, okay, that looks cool. I'm gonna use this one. So I just click on that picture. Okay, there it is right there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust it here, but I'm gonna click on these squares up at the top again.
These layers right here, you guys, are gonna be your best friend. Like you can move like things on top of each other, behind each other.
Yeah, so you see I just clicked on those three lines over on the right. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag it, and this is how you layer it. I'm gonna drag it right above that, okay? So it just replaced that picture that I had there, okay? So also what I'm gonna do is I'm going to, as far as these layers go, I don't like how it's looking with the wording. I don't like how it's looking with the flowers. So I'm just going to edit this and edit this, bring it up, and bring this below the flowers, okay? And then say these flowers here, I'm going to edit the opacity, okay? It's too bright, it's too bold, it needs to be a little less dramatic. Just simply go in, click edit. You can do the same thing with the gold dust here.
While she's doing that, you guys, if you're ever like clicking around and it's not clicking the picture that you want, you can go to your layers and you can lock certain graphics. So it's almost as if it's just like stuck right there on that background, and you're not gonna have to worry about clicking that, if that makes sense. Marilyn, if you have any questions like while we're doing this, let us know, like if you need us to break certain things down for you. Dana, the app is called Over.
Okay, so those are both locked. Okay, let's just edit here the wording just because it's hard to read right now. So I just clicked on it. I clicked edit. Let's edit the color of it to just be black. Okay. Easy as that. You can add shadow. You can add, so say I want a little bit of a shadow. I'm going to click on the angle. I want to blur it. There we
And so
go.
much of this, you guys, is just going to come with playing around within the app there. Alicia, do you want to click the coffee picture and show them how to blur the edges of the picture so that way it looks
We're totally on the same page. Okay, let me lock this. So I'm going to lock that so I can actually click on my coffee. So I just clicked on the coffee. I click edit, and then you're going to scroll all the way over to mask. Okay, and then here, that first little button that has, it's white and it has kind of blur on the side. I just click that, and then I'm simply going to go on the sides of, did it click it?
there you go.
No, it's going to, hold on.
You have that one. Yeah, you need to delete her. There we go.
Okay, so go back. Hold on. I was like, why is it not doing that? Okay, and I'm actually going to, it needs to have a white background in the back. I never use templates. You guys are gonna see how we just do these from scratch after a while. But see, this is just like blurring the edges.
Just making it look softer.
Yeah. So how I can fix that now is just do that, or I could add like a white background behind it. So I would just type in white. I can add that. And even though it looks like this right now, you guys, all I got to do is click on color, click on white, click this, and go.
Tell us where you're clicking because we don't see what you're clicking instead of click this.
Sorry, I forget that.
You're good because we just can't see exactly what you're clicking there.
What did I do? I think I clicked the, oh, I clicked color.
Mm-hmm.
And then I clicked the white to make it truly white. And then I clicked on the squares at the top, and then I just took it right down to where it was right below the picture.
So she just moved the layers around.
Yeah. Best skinny coffee. Yeah. So that's kind of the gist of it. Do you think there's anything else that we really need to, oh, you can add text, like.
Go ahead and on the screen that you're on right now, click that up arrow to show them how to access some more fonts.
Okay. So here is a bunch of fonts. Okay, so I can scroll. These are all ones that I've saved. Save. Okay. There are a ton of fonts. And now I can click get more. And you guys, another good thing with Over is they're constantly adding new content, new graphics, new templates, new fonts. Again, some are free, some are further paid, but you are constantly getting new ones. So say I want a new font, I just click on it. And then
you guys,
it
again,
goes
will have the banner that says free or pro. So you'll be able to know whenever you go into those fonts there, it'll tell you which ones are free and which ones are part of the pro version.
So any questions? Anybody have any questions so far?
I think we are getting them answered for the most part.
Okay. Let me edit that, and then we will start from scratch.
And you guys, I'm going, once you get done typing this, I'll have you go, like, show them how to save something to a
Okay.
folder really quick. So that way they can access it continually and always. To get more fonts, Jamie, do you see on the very bottom there, it has an arrow? Alicia, will you go over to your left hand and show her where that arrow is, where it's pointing up?
Yep.
And you click that, and that has all of the fonts there. So during that 7-day free trial, you can click and you can add every single one of these fonts if you want to, and you're going to be able to have access to them after your 7-day free trial. And just a quick tip for you guys is during that 7-day free trial, at some point you're going to want to go into your phone settings and just make sure it doesn't renew that after 7 days. So you'll be able to just do that in the settings of your phone. That way it doesn't charge you for the app after the 7-day free trial.
And if you ever see, like say somebody used those and you're like, huh, okay, so you could just do it like this. And again, a big thing is just playing around with it. So, got the gist? We ready to do this?
Are you guys ready to make your own?
I'll show you exactly what we're gonna go with, okay? So, this is what we're gonna make. And if you're ready to rock it out, I'll show you how to do it in 5 minutes.
And the first time you guys do this, like it seems like you're spending a lot of time on it, but like don't spend so much time like trying to make it perfect. Just throw in a picture, throw in a few graphics, change up the fonts if you need to, make it fun, and you could be having a complete story of 3 slides made in no time.
Yes. Okay, let's rock and roll. Okay, go into your Over app, and I'll save this. Oh, did you tell me how to show them how to save it?
Oh, no, I did not. So in that top right-hand corner, you guys see that yellow arrow. That's how you're going to be able to save it to your photos, but you can actually add it to a folder. So I have a folder specifically called announcements. And so that's where I have like all of my promotion announcements or my welcome new team member announcements. Or you could actually have a folder specifically for coffee stories or TFX stories, to where you could just kind of go in there and edit them if you need to. It just makes it easier rather than trying to scroll through all of your pictures. And this way you can kind of move graphics around. You could change your font up some. Like it's actually as if you can just open up and just pick up right where you left off.
Another way you can see your work is to, on the very, like say you get into Over, you click on projects, and here are like some projects that you did. So like I made this one today, did this one today, which is what we're gonna work on. So all of them stay in there too. So, all right, so if you are ready, I'm ready, and we can do this.
And we're starting with complete scratch, correct? We're not doing a template?
Correct. I'm not going to do a template. I'm just going to go straight. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the yellow plus sign down at the bottom. Okay. The background, I usually just choose white. If I wanted something different, you can. But for this, the purposes of this, we're going to go with white. Okay. And down here, we're going to scroll until it says iPhone, because this is the size of what we would need for our stories. Okay. Click the check mark. We're good to go. Okay. Tell me if I need to slow down, because I will.
Okay, right now we're good.
Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add that flower that was up at the top. So you can click on graphic. You can search flowers. And you do not have to pick the same one I do. You know, if you like these yellow, green, pink, or whatever ones that are right there, just check or click it and go to, have it go to your project. So scroll until you just see like some that you like.
And you guys will just need to choose one right now. If you haven't started that 7-day free trial, you guys will just need to choose one that has that, I think it's a yellow banner that says free on it. So just choose one that's free for now.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this Watercolor Flowers by Twigs and Twine. Number one, if I like it, I'm adding it to my collection.
And again, to add to collection, all you do is you hit that plus sign.
And it's, oh, I was like, why is it not letting me do that? Okay, here we go. So I'm just gonna take it and then you just grab a hold of it and then kind of just move it with both hands, okay? I'm gonna take it in the upper left-hand corner.
Just a quick tip for you guys is whenever you're adding wording to your stories there up at the top, take into consideration that you do have your profile picture up there at the top left-hand corner whenever someone is viewing your story. So you don't want your picture to cover up some wording.
Okay, once you got that in there, I like to adjust, like I said, the opacity, so I will dim it down just a little bit and then call it good. And then I'll click on graphic again. And what we'll do now.
Hold on 1 second, Leish.
Okay.
To adjust the opacity there, if your photo wasn't already selected, you can just click your photo or your graphic and you can click edit. And on the very bottom down there, you're going to scroll until you see opacity. And then it's going to have a little dragger that you can pull to adjust the percentage of what the opacity is. And that's just going to make it be a little bit lighter and not so bold on your picture.
Good?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. You know what? I think I can maybe. Okay. Okay. How is it said, Ash? Is it not opacity?
I like the word opacity, so I just say it like that.
She said, I love how you guys say that word.
I know. I just pretended like I didn't see it.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is go back to graphics, you guys, and we're going to add that gold dust. So it's, if you want to search for it, you can search gold fairy dust, and you can pick whichever one that you like for it. I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to bring it up to the top again, kind of adjust it how I want it up there. I don't
stretch it with your 2 fingers. It's just stretch it.
I don't like how it sits right there in front of the flowers. So this is again where the layers, oh, Christy thinks she needs to chime in too.
Listen, Lindas, you guys are getting a training here.
I'm going to adjust it and put it behind the flowers, okay? So there's that. Now that's good to go. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to add that picture. And so we'll click on image. And then when you click on image, again, go to Unsplash. You can do Unsplash, you can do Google, you can do whatever one you want. If you have a picture saved in your favorites, or if you have a picture saved from Pinterest and it's in your photo album, you could do that too. But I'm just gonna go to Unsplash for this, and I'm just gonna click on long hair, or type in long hair and then search. Okay, so I use that one down right here. You guys can see. If you wanted to do a different one, you totally can. For the purposes of this, I think I just might go ahead and do the exact same one. But another tip for you guys is I like to go through Pinterest, and if I see long hair, I save it to a secret board that is, I just have called It Works Marketing. So I'll do this. This is adjusting it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask it. So I'm going to go over, click on the mask, click on this one. And this is, again, like we talked about.
They don't know what this one is.
Oh, sorry, guys.
It'll be the second from the left. Circle at the bottom.
I forget that it doesn't, you can't see.
Yeah, we can't see where your finger's going.
Sorry. Okay, so the second one from the left, click on that. And this is just going to blur the edges. And what I love about this is it only blurs what you are on. So it's not going to even touch anything that's behind it.
And so literally all she did is she just drug her finger down the border of that photo. So whatever graphic or image she had selected, it's just going to blur it on that one as she drags her finger around.
Okay, Dana, I'll do it again for you. So I just clicked on the picture, I click on edit, and then I slide across down the bottom here until I get to mask. Once I click mask, I'm gonna click the second one from the left. Okay, and then like Chrissy just said, just go down the side of the picture and that just blurs the edges. Okay, so I'm gonna click the yellow check mark up at the top. I'm gonna go back to layers and I'm gonna make sure that the flowers are on top of that. So that just kind of puts it over it just a little bit.
So she literally just drug her finger when she went to the layers, she just drug her finger on the hair one and put it underneath of the flowers one.
Okay, we good?
Good.
All right, next up is text. So we're gonna go in and you're gonna click on the text down at the bottom. And we're gonna say, looking for new hair models. Okay, and once you have that typed in, click whatever font floats your boat. Okay, I'm gonna put this down at the bottom of the picture. We could even, if we wanted, you could click on this or you could click on the font and I'm gonna select hair models. I'm gonna cut that because I wanna put it in a new one with a different font. So let's say I'm looking for, and if you notice the yellow line comes up when it's directly, like it's right in the middle, okay? So once that's good, click on text again. I'm gonna paste that in here and I'm gonna make it some pretty writing. I'm gonna capitalize this. Okay, and you can adjust the colors if you want to. You can add shadows. Right now I'm on Hair Models font, so I'm gonna add a shadow to it. I'm gonna click on angle, but I'm also going to click on blur. I'm gonna blur it, but I'm gonna move this angle over. So what I did is I clicked back on the angle and these arrows are gonna move that for you. So you can adjust it. You could adjust the color if you wanted to do, say, a yellow shadow, you could do that. If you wanted to do a pink, you just do it like this. You can adjust those colors by using the sliding scale. Looking good so far? Everybody looking good?
Looks good.
Ash, I will pay just to have that font. I know it's beautiful font, right? Okay, so, I mean, really that's all there is to it. If you wanted, I had a gold line down at the bottom of the other one. So again, you guys, these are graphics that I've saved.
So she was just in her collections there. So your graphics won't look the same way, but as you add things to your collections, you'll see more in there just like hers had.
Yes, and okay, so right now, let's just save it like this, okay? So you save it, you can save it however you want. You can save it in the folders like Christy talked about. But like right now, say we want to go ahead and we want to say, check out the results, okay? So I just clicked on right now the picture of the hair, of the long hair. I just clicked on it and I'm going to click replace. All right, and when I did that, I'm going to click on photos because I have pictures saved of some results. So let's say I just want to add this one. So I can add this in there. You can adjust this. You can crop it. So like right now, I just clicked on crop. I'm going to click custom, and I'm just going to kind of edit it like this. I can blur the edges if I want. We can add this up here. We can bring it on up, and then instead of say looking for new, I can say check out these hair. And then I'm going to change hair models to results. Go back. And if you ever do that and it erases something, just click the arrow up at the top, the back arrow. You can make it, say for instance, I wanted to take these, check out these hair, and I want to put it over the gold paint. I can just go back to the arrows and I can move the gold paint down below that, sorry. You can adjust it. What do we think? Any questions? How do you get the white background instead of a grid? Okay, in the very beginning, so what I'll do, I'll go ahead and save this really quick. Save it, and then let's go back to the home screen. You click on that, and instead of clicking transparent, click on white.
And if you're ever in your project that you're working on and you don't want to go all the way back to the beginning, you can go back to your layers and scroll all the way to the bottom of the layer, and it has what size picture you're working on right now. You can click that and you can be able to change the color of your background. So let's say you are working with white and you would rather work with a light blue or something like that. You can click that and change the color of the background.
Just like that.
And so that color wheel there is going to be how you're going to be able to change the colors rather than just the colors that are saved right there. So you can just drag along that color wheel to get exactly how you want
it. Okay. Christy asked, when you replace the picture, where did you pull the new pic from? Okay, so let's say I'm keeping it this. I click on the hair picture. I click replace. I have saved on my iPad these pictures. So you would actually have to go and like save them to your album on your phone, and then just.
And that's nice because let's say on your story, you want to have a couple of different results pictures. It's going to put that in the exact alignment that you had it. So whenever somebody's clicking through your pictures on your story, it's keeping it super clean and sharp, and everything's in the same alignment the whole way through. So it's just keeping it exactly where that previous picture was.
Yes. Okay. You've probably seen that we have also done, like say Chrissy's or any like promotional pictures or anything. Like all of these, again, you guys are all done on this app. The rectangle, I mean, you could do border, you could do, I even did the other day, I think I searched like corner piece or something like that. And it's going to give you any of those that would work for that.
A good one to search for that is Ripped, R-I-P-P-E-D. Like you guys don't need to be super specific when you're searching for graphics. You can just throw out rectangle if you want to, and it's going to show up all of the graphics that have anything to do with the word rectangle. And now that it has the shortcuts for graphics now, you can just click gold and it's going to take you to all of the graphics that are gold.
Okay, so there's the Ripped. Chrissy just said gold. Now say, instead of going and looking at all of these graphics here, I could just go to these collections and say you wanted a gold paint stroke. Here's all of those. So I could click on that. I mean, you guys, I even do some stories where they look like they're as simple as this, and then just do wording like, who is interested in losing 30 pounds in 90 days? And call it good. It took me 30 seconds. It's not super fancy, but it catches people's attention, you know?
And then you can just go into Instagram or Facebook and add a poll to it to where somebody can just vote on it, and it's just super easy and done.
Yeah, so to kind of finish up the one that we were just working on, okay, so I started with this, currently searching for new hair models. The next one was looking for anyone wanting longer hair or results like this. And again, this can be, you can screenshot this or take a picture of it, I don't care. This can be added to your Instagram story, and the only thing that I'm gonna add to it, or results like this, I'm gonna do either a tap here to get them to my next story, or I'm gonna have an arrow or a finger or something pointing to the next slide. And then I have hair, skin, and nails results. There's one, there's two, there's three, and then my next one is gonna be who's ready for results, and it'll be a poll, like I'm in, and the other one maybe how much, or so.
So with that one, you'll see that she again has the 2 different fonts. You're just gonna have 2 different types of text box there. So you can do as many texts as you want. You could do text up at the very top of that story, the picture, and then you could have text again at the very bottom. I'll add on there something like swipe up and type long hair for more information. And it's a way to get them into your inbox on Instagram.
Any questions, or was this like super helpful? Was it overwhelming? Helpful? Good. Again, you guys, the biggest thing is just going to be kind of playing around with it. And I know Chrissy and I both do this. We have a Pinterest board from story ideas, and they're not story ideas that that we take and we use them to use as our stories. They're what we use for inspiration to make our own stories.
You guys can literally go to Pinterest and you can search It Works hair, skin, and nail Instagram stories. And you guys are going to see so many on there. I've seen some of mine that I've created. Alicia was showing me one earlier and I'm like, oh, I created that one. But you're going to see so many different things on there that you can do, and you can just recreate them for yourself and just get ideas.
Yeah. So I will take, that's usually a part of like one of my power hours is I'll take maybe 5 to 10 minutes just to save some, so I have ideas fresh in my brain to make them for the next day. So you're welcome, Christy. Now just don't make fun of how we talk.
That's wonderful. It is the way it is.
No problem. All right, if there's no other questions, I think we're good. And this was recorded, so you guys are going to be able to go back and we love you too. Go back and check it out and see. And Chrissy and I are always using this. So if you ever have any questions, like don't hesitate to ask us. So
we love it, and I hope you guys like grow to love it just as much as we do. Like it's so much fun, and it's a way for you to get creative. And if you want, like create your own style within all of them that you do, so that way everything just flows for you with your stories too, because we are essentially creating our own brand here. We're branding ourselves. So just get creative with it, and like I said, create your own style if you want to.
Yeah, once you get a few of them made, like recycle them by just adding a little bit new wording or tweaking it, or adding, instead of it being like a coffee before and after, have it be the hair, skin, and nails, or if you see a new before and after picture, just switch that out. So just consistently use, you know, the ones that you're making, so you're not like spending a lot of time on this. So.
And then as far as results pictures that you guys can use, Alicia put up a ton on the team page. There is so many different albums categorized by what type of results. So definitely utilize those, save them to your images so you can use them for your stories. And you aren't limited at just one before and after picture per story. Like you could do 2 before and after pictures on a story, so that way you can cram in some more and not have so many story slides.
Yes. Yes. All right. If there's no other questions, I think we're good.